Yay, the fall's here. I'm in Texas, so the summers get really hot in Texas. So I love to see the fall. I hope everybody's having a great week. If this is your first time joining, my name is Shane, and this is the Coding Zoo. This is the HTML building block series at the Coding Zoo. We are going to cover a new HTML5 element called picture. So in lesson 7 of our series, we covered the image element. In this lesson, we're going to cover a new HTML5 element that's used in conjunction with the image element called picture. It's very neat stuff. So if that interests you, hey, stick around. We're going to jump right in. All right, hey, let's go ahead and get started. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention to you, hey, if you haven't checked out thecodingzoo.com, thecodingzoo.com, check it out. That's our website. We have a lot of information out there to talk about our videos, and very soon we are going to have information on a curriculum and quizzes and notes. I've been kind of slacking these last couple of weeks, doing like one video a week instead of 2 or 3. A lot of that is because I spent a lot of time actually working on items to put out on the website. So hopefully I'll get that out there soon. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. On my desktop, I have an HTML file, typical HTML file, my doc type, HTML, my head, my body. I recommend that you actually code this as I code it. If you don't have time to do that, you can also download the code from our website. It's usually out there in a week or so of publishing this video. I've also added an image folder to my path. I have 2 images in that folder. One is 8610, one's 8611. I'm going to show you those images in a few minutes. Let's go ahead and add one of those images now. So I'm going to type in the image tag and source, and let's do images, and then I believe it's img. Man, I think I should have gave those images a name. img underscore 8610. Let's try that. .jpg, and let's give it a inline style. Usually I use CSS for this, but just for this lesson, let's do a style attribute. I'm going to put a width of say 70%, and let's save it. Now I've covered the image element in previous lessons, lesson number 7. If you go out to our website here, you can click on the lessons page, click on that triangle pointing down, you'll see HTML building block series, click show all 18. And you'll see lesson number 7 here. It goes over the image element. So if you haven't gone over that yet, or if you're not familiar with the image element, go ahead and check that out first, then come back to this video. I'll also put a link to it on this video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, did I save that? Let's make sure I saved it. Control S, go ahead and click refresh. And it did not find my image. So let's see if I got a bug. I think I've got 2 underscores. Get rid of one of them. Save it. Refresh. There we go. So here I have an image tag. I added a picture. This is a picture of my daughter Jai. You've probably seen her in other videos. She usually is doing the programming with me and my son Nicholas. So one thing to check out with this image tag is what happens if I close the window, or rather make the window smaller, like for example with a mobile phone, right? So this is kind of the size you would see on a desktop, but how would it look if I kind of shorten the browser down to the width of like a mobile phone? Well, that picture is great on a desktop, and maybe on the desktop I want to show this background, maybe there's a reason, but it's really too small for a mobile phone. So what can you do? What do you do about that? Well, one thing you can do is use the new HTML5 element called picture. So let's go ahead and add that element. I'm going to bring that back to the right size. Well, I want to use a different image, maybe a close-up, let's say. This is kind of a medium shot. Maybe for the phone, I want to use a close-up, a closer picture that shows more of my daughter and less of the background. Whereas on the desktop, I want to use like a medium shot and shows a little bit of the context around her and then, of course, my daughter. So I'm going to have two images here. I'm going to use one for a particular size window and one for the desktop size window. So let's go ahead and make those changes. I'm going to add the picture element. So I'm going to type in picture, P-I-C-T-U-R-E. I'm going to take that end tag and I'm going to put it right after the image tag here. So the picture element would contain the image element. So the image element is going to be inside of the picture element. So I have picture, the begin tag, I have the image element, and I have the picture end tag. Now I'm going to add that other picture that's for a close-up. I'm going to put it in the image tag. I believe I've named it 8611. Maybe I should have named it, I don't know, my daughter's close-up, something like that. Anyway, all right, so got it named to 8611. Now let's add the other picture back. Now I'm going to add the other picture using an element called source. So with the picture element, you use two other elements to show different pictures depending upon a screen size. That's what the picture element is all about. I can actually show different pictures depending upon certain criteria. One of that criteria can be the screen size. I also can believe it can be other criteria. In today's lesson, we're going to cover doing it with the screen size. So I'm going to add a source element. So this is the element along with the image element that works inside of the picture element to provide the different perspectives. So source media is the attribute, and I'm going to do min-width 500 pixels. And this is basically saying that I want to use the picture that I define with this source tag. I'm going to use this attribute source set to define the picture. I want to use this picture with screens that are greater than 500 pixels in width. So I'm going to add that image back. That's the larger one. So img underscore 8610.jpg, and I'm going to end my tag. So I have the picture element, I have another element, source, and then I defined the media attribute, which defines basically the rules around when I should show this picture. So if the min width of the window is 500 pixels, it's going to show the image 8610. If it's smaller than 500 pixels, well, it's not going to show this image defined in the source element. It's going to show the other image. So let's see, let's try that out. So let's make sure I've got it in there correctly. Picture, source media equals, and then define the rules. Source set, the name of the image, and then I have my image tag. So 8611 is the close-up, 8610 is the medium shot. Save it, go to my browser, let's click refresh, and click refresh. There's the medium shot. That's actually maybe even closer to a longer shot. But anyway, there's the bigger picture, or the bigger scene rather. Let's see what happens if I make this window smaller than 500 pixels. What happens? Does it work? There it goes. Check it out. So I've got the screen about the size of what a mobile phone would look like, and you'll now see that it displays the basically the close-up shot, or yeah, close-up. Or is that medium? I get them mixed up. I'm still learning the photography stuff. But anyway, I think you get the point. I can define different criteria to display different pictures at particular times. So If the screen size is this, display this picture. If the screen size is that, display this picture. So pretty neat stuff. It allows me to be very flexible and provide a different user experience for different people using different kinds of devices. So very neat stuff. Love this tag. Just now recently started using it. It's pretty neat, and it makes it very flexible and a better user experience for your customers. So that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. I hope you like this new HTML5 element. I highly recommend that you, hey, go play with it right now. Get a couple of different size pictures. Go check it out. I'll put a link in the description below that points to the other attributes that are used on the source and picture element. In case you want to define more complex rules, I'll put a link that defines all of those rules. Be sure to check that out. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you liked the video, be sure to go ahead and click like. If you disliked it, feel free to click that dislike. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we can improve. If you haven't subscribed yet, hey, and if you're wanting to learn how to program, we cover HTML, CSS, and JavaScript at this point. We're going to dig deeper into other technologies soon. Click that subscribe button and watch out for the new videos coming out. We're going to try to get around 2 or 3 videos each week. So again, hey, thank you for joining. I hope you have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye.